the very beginning, long before there was anything else, there was water and stillness and a sense of overwhelming contentment. In this contented space of water, there was only one human, and there was only one word, and that, of course, was enough. The one word was so powerful and full and complete that it could communicate everything the one human wished to say. The word came to mean hungry when the human discovered there were invisible holes in the soft middle part of the self that stretched into infinity and ached from the nothingness. It came to mean sweetness when the holes were filled with bits of fruit mashed by the human's own mouth, and the first time a flower opened and the human breathed the thick new air, and later when the human sat and reflected on all these things, the word came to mean sweetness again, and also reflectiveness, and also nostalgia. There wasn't a problem until the time had passed and the contentment had stirred and the human had taken to watching the water, where another human, just like this one, but opposite, stared back, longing. Soon this feeling became too big for the word, too big for the human, until an arm reached forth into the universe, and there was plunging and wetness and the opposite of stillness and the opposite of contentment and the opposite of alone and the opposite of only one human. But then the word was so full of stillness and contentment and hunger and sweetness and reflectiveness and nostalgia and longing and opposites that it shattered into millions of word fragments and scattered through the corners of the earth. The human and the human's opposite stared at each other, horrified and wordless, and stooped their backs searching for the little pieces, until their backs were stooped with searching and time and gravity, which pressed on them and stretched them into generations, as many as the stars in the sky. All the while, the word continued to fracture, then mixed with water and flowers, turned into little seeds, which sprouted, which turned to small stalks of wheat, which were cut down and gathered and crushed again and mixed with water and baked and boxed, and now, confused for large crackers, they sit in a stack of 3 on every Seder table and crumble and get everywhere. They tell the story we've been trying to tell for thousands of years, and we still haven't gotten it right. This is what the matzah's made of, you can say when they ask you, and that's how it tells our story. That's why every year we hold the matzah. We declare it the bread of affliction. We break the matzah. We declare it the bread of freedom. We remember the story. We forget the story. We hear the story again. We eat the matzah. And there we were in Egypt. And it is up to us to make the bread, to pack it quickly, to know it's time to leave. And that's how the word turned to fragments, and the fragments turned to crumbs, and the crumbs turned to seeds, and the seeds turned to wheat, and the wheat turned to bread, which often we leaven, but sometimes we don't. And like words, matzah and bread, this day and this night, are a collection of little differences. Dry and old, better with butter, challenging its taster to revisit a truth that's been true since the beginning. To tell a tale in which repetition, self-reference, repetition is the artistic standard, in which its aesthetic ethics are measured by its ability to retell with accuracy and creativity, and reader and writer are witness and teller, for all of us were there, and together we enter the desert.